Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Gopika Jeevan Smaranam Govinda Govinda Janaki Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Rama Rama Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai Namo Namah Sadgurubhyo Sadgurubhyo Namo Namah Namo Namah Sadgurubhyo Sadgurubhyo Namo Namah Jnana Vairagya Sampurnan Haribhakti Parayanan Purvacharyan Aham Vande Sampradaya Pravartakan Hare Rameti Krishneti Nama Sankirtanam Sada Lokakshemaya Kurvantam Premikam Sadgurum Bhaje Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnananashakam Devam Sadgurum Sharanam Bhaje Murali Mandita Karakamadam Munijanamohanam Vyadyastapadam Paramaladharinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam Shri Premika Varadam Ashrayeham Prahladanarada Parashara Pundarika Vyasambariksha Sukha Shaunaka Vishmadalpyan Rukmankadarjuna Vasishta Vibhishanani Punyani Man Parama Bhagavatan Smarami Shriman Seshadri Nileha Sharanagata Vatsalaha Sarvalokaikanathascha Srinivaso Gatirmama Brahma Rudra Dachyamana Prasanna Charanam Bujaha Padmavati Prananataha Srinivaso Gatirmama Sharanya Sarvalokanam Shankha Chakra Gadadaraha Pranatati Haro Vishnu Srinivaso Gatirmama मेघश्यामलरूपश्च जगन्मङ्गलविग्रहः श्रीवत्सः कौस्तुभधरः श्रीनिवासो गतिर्मम पीताम्बरः पद्मनेत्रः गोविन्दः कोमलाधरः वनमाली वासुदेवः श्रीनिवासो गतिर्मम क्वणक्किङ्किणिपादश्च काञ्ची कङ्कणनोभूषितः कल्याणगुणचारित्र श्रीनिवासो गतिर्मम करुणापूर्णहृदयः गन्धर्वामरसेवितः कोटिमन्मथलावण्यः श्रीनिवासो गतिर्मम प्रसादलेशसंहृष्टः भक्तमण्डलपूजितः प्रपत्तिमार्गसुलभः श्रीनिवासो गतिर्मम जानकीकान्तस्मरणम् आंजनेय स्वामिनः सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की by the infinite compassion and grace of our beloved Sadguru Maharaj, His Holiness Maharanyam Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, and with the blessings and kripa of our kripa samudra Aishwarya Srinivasa Perumal, we are all here in this beautiful satsanga. When Narada Bhagavan meets his guru, interestingly for Narada Bhagavan is considered to be the guru for all of us because he is the one who can give Bhagavan to us. Narayanam Dadati iti Naradaha. But Narada Bhagavan has a guru too. Interestingly, his guru happens to be his own brother, or to say his own brothers. Big brother Big brothers. So, Sanat Kumaras are the guru for Narada Bhagavan. Technically, Brahma created Sanat Kumaras and after that Dashamastatra Naradaha. The 10th creation was Naradas. The first one was Sanat Kumaras. So, eldest brothers are the. When Narada Bhagavan has the darshan of Sanat Kumaras, he becomes very elated. He becomes ecstatic. Because Sanat Kumaras are going to show the path of Bhagavata Dharma, the path of reading Bhagavatam to Narada Bhagavan. And Narada Bhagavan becomes very ecstatic when he sees Sanat Kumaras. And he mentions something which is very relevant for all of us. If we all go back and think in our lives, what is one time in our life when we can call it as a fortune? Bhagyam. Abhina. Each one will have our own stories in it. Bhagyam, na? I think the day when I got married is Bhagyam. Maybe bad examples. But the day when I got my first child is the Bhagyam. Maybe bad example. Not so bad. And so on. Maybe the day, I met my first love. It could be anything, a movie, whatever it is. That is Bhagyam. We can go back in our lives and tell, Bhagyam, na in that way. Narada Bhagavan says, Bhagyodayam. Get a list of all the Bhagyam events that you have had in your life. He says, not just this life, go back multiple lives, if at all we can. Bhagyodayena, Bahujanma Samutpena. Many lives go behind and get a list. When is the Bhagyam in our lives? Is the day Satsangamam Chalabade Purusho Yadavai. The day when one gets a Satsanga is the greatest Bhagyam day. After all the Bhagyams, the topmost Bhagyam, which can only be said as Bhagyam. Everything else is not Bhagyam, it leads to that Bhagyam. Everything else is definitely grace of Bhagavan. The greatest grace of Bhagavan is that Bhagyam is Satsanga. Bhagavan, Bhagayanale, Bhagavan. Bhagayanale, Bhagyam. Bhagavan's grace is called Bhagyam actually. So the greatest Bhagyam in our lives is the day when we get a satsangamam labate purusho yadavai. Then it is important to define what the satsangam is. Yeah? Ajnana hetu krita moha madhandakara nasham vidaya hita udayate vivekaha. That is how Narada Bhagavan defines this. The day we get a satsangam is the day when we get vivekam. And what will that? It is not the day when miracles happen in our life. Bhagavan Yogi Ram Suratkumar says everything is a miracle. Yeah, everything is a miracle in our life. It is just that we don't realize it. What is satsangam? Satsangam is when we get the first clarity in our mind and thought. And the satsangam kadachidhu abdina, that the moment you get that satsanga, it will ask if we will long for more of that. That satsanga happens purely through Guru Kripa. And this satsanga will lead to more Guru Kripa. Yes. It is only because of Bhagavat Kripa that we get satsanga. Bhagavan, when he talks to Uddhava, he says, Uddhava, I am going to tell you a very, very secretive thing. Because you are my best friend, Tvanme Bhrityaha Sukrit Sakha. You are my well-wisher, you are my most confident friend, so I will tell you a secret. Bhagavan calls Uddhava and says, I am going to tell you one thing that attracts me the most. Bhagavan says that then he says, one thing that pulls me in to someone. Bhagavan says to Uddhava, he should say, what pulls me in. But he gives a list of all the things that won't pull him in. Narodayati mam yoga sankyam dharma swadhyaya tapa tyagaha ishtapurtam dakshina vratam yajnaha chandamsi karmani niyama yama. He used 3 slokams in the 11th canto of Bhagavad, 13th chapter. And then he says, this all cannot bring a bhakta close to me as Yatha varunde satsanga. As a satsanga can bring me in. This is what Bhagavan says. That is the greatest thing that can pull me in very easily. If someone wants me, first thing all he has to do is a satsanga. Right? So, these all maybe sangha, not maybe even satsanga, but not the sangha that Bhagavan talks about. I am going to yoga class. Satsangame kadiyadu. First Bhagavan is getting rid of that. Rodeti mam yoga, na sankyam, dharmam, swadhyayam, tapaha, tyagam, ishtapurtam, all this, the fire sacrifice, the religious sacrifices that you do. I am doing a homam. These days people think, I do a homam, Bhagavan says that in Bhagavad. Then what is satsanga? He has to define, isn't it? Again, Bhagavan doesn't define what a satsangam is. He gives examples. Sugrivo, Hanuman, Riksho, Gajo, Gritro, Panipata, Vishakarva, Balirvana, Hanuman, Srinivasa. He gives a list of all those that God benefited by a satsanga. And the first example he gives is amazing, Sugriva. That is the best example. All of us are Sugrivas. All of us are Sugrivas here, isn't it? The problem is that of security. Next moment we see everyone else, that is why Kunti says, mutually we are all enemies. I see everyone as Kunti Stuti, she says, I see everyone as enemies. Everyone seems to be an enemy to me. We see that the other person will steal my thing, will steal my chance, security. That is what happens with Sugriva, if you see, isn't it? Sugriva was supposed to rule the kingdom, Vali stole it. Vali stole the kingdom. He didn't leave it there. Vali stole Sugriva's family, wife, all his wealth, kicked him out. All he has his life alone. Sugriva has gotten hold of his life. Anytime Vali sees Sugriva, he'll catch hold of him, kill him also. He won't hesitate. He's waiting to kill Sugriva. Isn't it? That is the state that our Sugriva is in. That is how we are. Every moment of our life, we are always in the state where we will lose our things, we lose our possessions. Oh, who did he have with him? He had the Satsanga of Hanumanji. He had the Satsanga of Hanumanji with him. And what did Hanumanji do? He always showed that Viveka to Sugriva. Sugriva, don't worry. He always showed that positivity. Showed how to look at things from a positive perspective. How to look at things as if things are happening not to us but for us. Like how our Ramaji would say. How things are happening, how it is all happening for our sake. Bhagavan is perfect, everything is perfect when Bhagavan is perfect. Whatever he does is perfect. Suppose if something is happening, it is happening for our sake. We have to take it that way. Our Hanumanji shows that is one thing that Sugriva did not lose. The Satsanga of Hanumanji. He had got hold of the Satsanga of Hanumanji, and what did that lead to? As Sugriva and Hanumanji were sitting, would sit on from a far away place, they saw Rama and Lakshmana coming. And Sugriva, as usual, he started fearing, Achichu, now these are all Vali's folks, they are going to come and kill me. Hanumanji says, why are you looking at it like that? Why wouldn't those not be two people who come to help you? That is never possible. That is the negativity in us, isn't it? That is never possible. They won't be that way. Hanumanji says, okay, I will take the chance. I will go meet them. And you keep looking at me. Sugriva says, yeah, I'll keep looking at you. Give me a sign from there. In case they are enemies, they are Vali's folks, then give me a sign. I'll just run away like a thing, as quickly as possible. In case they have come to help or anything of that sort, give me a positive indication. Hanumanji said, so be it. And then the rest is history. Our Hanumanji goes in the form of a brahmachari, and Rama and Lakshmana are so enticed by Hanumanji's words. And eventually Hanumanji ends up carrying Rama and Lakshmana on his shoulders and comes. And what does that do? What does he do? He takes Sugriva's, he introduces Sugriva, and he takes Sugriva's hand, he takes Rama's hand. You both are friends. Bhagavan, he takes Bhagavan's hand and takes Sugriva's hand, who's in total fear, and says, you both are friends. What did Hanumanji do there? He brought Bhagavan here. That is what the Satsanga is. That is what the Guru does. If we say Bhagavatam is full of Bhagavata Dharma, Ramayana is even more full of Bhagavata Dharma. Even more full of Bhagavata Dharma. Many of us know, isn't it? Rama is Paramapurusha, and Sita is Jivatma. And the union of Sita and our Sita Mata and our Bhagavan Ramachandra Prabhu, all of that is what is shown, the union of Paramatma and Jivatma. Happens twice. Happens initially when initially during Sita Kalyanam, and there Vishwamitra happens to be the Acharya, the Guru who unites the Divine Mother and Bhagavan Ramachandra Prabhu. And then they are inseparable, but because our Sita Mata, who's the Jiva, is attracted by the world called Maya, denoted by the golden deer, she ends up in 10 months of Ashoka Vanavasa, equivalent to that of a Garbhavasa, 10 months of being in the womb of a mother, and ends up going through all the difficulties. And look at how Sita Mata is. She's pining for Rama all the time. Look at how Bhagavan is. He's pining for Sita. Bhagavan always longs for the true Jiva to come and unite with him, isn't it? He longs for the true Jiva to come. And he is not able to go by himself, so he has our Hanumanji. He brings Hanumanji in and says, he gives his ring and says, Ramanamanguliyakam Chedam. He gives the Ramanamanguliyakam, the ring that is inscribed with Ramanama, and says, go give this to Sita Mata. And though all the Pandalas go in various different directions, it is Hanumanji alone who is given the ring. So Bhagavan knows Hanumanji is the right messenger. And Hanumanji takes the ring, he happily flies out into the ocean, and he meets Sita Mata, gives the ring. Sita Mata is extremely happy. She gives Chudamani, he gives it back. And Bhagavan is extremely happy at receiving this message. Again, rest is history, isn't it? So, who caused the union between these two is Hanumanji. It is the Acharya, the Guru, who causes this union, isn't it? And how does the Guru bring the Jiva, bring Bhagavan? It is not, it's not we going to Bhagavan, it is Bhagavan coming to us. That is Nidarshanam here. Bhagavan has come to you. Yeah, we didn't go anywhere. Happily here, Bhagavan comes here. Bhagavan comes here to shower us grace. Yeah, right? Bhagavan came all the way to Lanka, but still, Bhagavan comes wherever the Jivan is to provide his grace to take the Jivan ashore. It is with the help of a Guru. And how does the Guru take the Jivan ashore? Through Ramana. In when our Deshikan composes Raghuvira Gadyam, he writes all the 6 canons of Ramayana, even all the 7 canons of Ramayana as in Raghuvira Gadyam, very beautiful set of verses. He interestingly, in one verse, he writes the entire Sundarakanda. Apara para vara parikha parivrita Parapura Parisruta Dava Dahana Java Jamana Pavana Bhava Kapivara Parishwanga Bhavita Sarvaswadara. Yeah, Bhagavan is he becomes bankrupt at the end of Sundarakanda. Yeah, he gave himself to Hanumanji. Onnu eludhike illaya. Raghuvira Gadyam appadina Jai Jai Mahavira Mahavira Shaurya Devasura Samara Samya Samudari. That is how it starts. Showing the greatness of Ramachandra Prabhu, Raghuvira Gadyam. Yeah, he gives himself to Hanumanji and says, he embraces himself, he embraces Hanumanji and says, after Hanumanji brings the message of meeting Sita Devi, Sarvaswadana. There is nothing to say. Ore verse, entire Sundarakandam is done. That is what Hanumanji does. And when the Jiva is in such a trouble, when the Jiva has gotten the satsangam and knows and wants to come to Bhagavan's feet, when every other odds are against it, again, Marvel world's problem depicted, we are that Vishnu. When we know we want to come to a satsangam, when we know the problems and ills around us, we want to come to a satsangam. There are people even within the satsangam that don't want us to come. That is also true. Only one person knows our heart. Gurunatha knows our heart. That Gurunatha knows our heart and he says, no, this person is the right person, he has to come in. Doesn't matter how we are. Utpapata Gadapani, Vibhishana comes with the Gada. Is that how we come to the satsang of Vibhishana comes like that. Yeah, Gada is not for coming into the satsangam with for fighting, but coming into the satsangam in Kaikarya Bhava. He's going to war, isn't it? That is the essence of Tirupar, isn't it? Charaya Premika Janam Kaikarye Smarayata Vanamam Antima Samaye Ledi Mudam Dehi Gopala. Citrum Sirkali essence. Krishna writes it in Kirtan. Goda Prabandam. In a set of 30 verses, he writes the entire Tirupalai instead of the 30 Kirtans. And in this Kirtan he says, my mind might be going in various different directions, pull it away. I may have millions of other wishes in my heart. Pull it away from all those things. Put me in the kainkariam, in your service. But people look at it differently and they say, no, we cannot take him. They have various different reasons. And only Hanumanji understands Vibhishana's heart. Our Ramdas looks at Hanumanji and says, what do you think? Hanumanji is the only person who says, yes, we should take him in. Bhagavan says, yes, we will take Vibhishana in. That is what the Gurunatha does. And when a Gurunatha comes into the life of a person, the first thing he does is gives Ramanama. Gives Ramanama. And you catch hold of Ramanama, it will take you ashore. If you have the Bhagyam, you can see Bhagavan right in front of your eyes. If you catch hold of it and sincerely do Ramanama Japa, we saw it. Very recently, our Gurunatha went to one of the Bhakta's houses. This Bhakta, the lady of the house, he was walking on the street and the lady of the house was right in the entrance. And he was actually visiting a different house there. And as he was going to a different houses, he saw the lady of this house who was waiting at the entrance. She was, having her ass folded. She didn't know what to do. She was waiting there. On the way back, Guruji looked at this lady who was still outside in the house. And she was very hesitant, very reluctant to invite Guruji in, to her house. He was walking on the street. And then eventually Guruji looked at her and said, she very reluctantly said, please come in. All Guruji did, he directly walked into the house. It was a very small house, very narrow passage. And all we could see was, on one side there was a cot, on the other side there was another cot, right, in the first room. And on this cot, there was a gentleman who had lost all his sheen, all his energy. He was very, very emaciated. He was very tired looking and all of that. He was terminally ill. And his face would show us that. Gurunatha entered, he did a kataksham on this person. And then beyond this place was a room where Guruji went and sat. And then the lady of the house, this woman, came inside and she prostrated and said, and Gurunatha asked about his illness. She did say that he got all the treatment and so on and so forth, but apparently it's not working much. And Gurunatha prayed. He got all the details. He prayed for this person. Slowly, this lady said, about 20 years ago, sometime in the early 90s, I came to have your darshan, and at that time, you gave me a nama. I think it was Rama Nama. You gave me a Nama. I don't remember exactly, but I thought it was Rama Nama. And I started chanting it. And I have done Avarti, maybe thousands, crores of Avarti. I have already done. I don't remember what that Nama is. Gurunatha said, okay, come again. He called her again. And then he initiated her again to Rama Nama and said, Satyana, continue to chant this Nandagariya. He blessed and went out of nowhere, Gurunatha directly comes into the house, blesses this soul. That will happen through Nama Prabha. Once when Guru gives a Rama Nama to someone, that is a blessed soul. Bhagavan Yogiram Suratkumar would say, isn't it? When a devotee took already blessed fruit and gave back to Bhagavan Yogiram Suratkumar, he said, this fruit is already being blessed by you. Merely touching the fruit, he could say that. Isn't it? Al-Madri, it is blessed. The soul is blessed when Ramanama is given. Right? And we can say that any number of examples. Isn't it? Even in the life of Valmiki, that is what happened. Right? This, we heard the stories, all of us know the story of this dacoit, Riksha, who didn't even chant Ramanama. He was given Mara Nama. He kept chanting Mara, 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 Mara by Narada. Narada was the Guru. Mara, 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 kept chanting. And then he became Valmiki Maharshi, and then the Guru came again. Second time he came, just like he came on the street, the Guru came, in the ashram, he entered the ashram of Valmiki. And the Valmiki also had a problem there. Yosika. Yeah. He thinks, apparently he has some weird doubt. He thinks, Kon masmin sampratam loke gunavan kasya viryavan dharmakasya kratanyasya. Satyavakyo dhridavrataha charitrena sukoyuttaha. He has a doubt in his mind. Who? Valmiki. Now that he is a great Muni, a Rishi, our Valmiki has this doubt. Who can be that one Purusha, Maryada Purushottama, one person in the Sampratam Loke, in this world, who has all 16 good qualities? He gives a list of all the qualities. And the Narada has come. Valmiki Saukyama. Gurunatha comes and asks, Saukyama, Valmiki is so happy. He has this doubt in his mind. Now he is asking. Gurunatha, he prostrates to Narada Bhagavan, and Valmiki asks the same question to Narada Bhagavan. And he gives a list of 16 gunas. Simple. Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmagyaha, Kritanyaha, Satyavakyaha, Dhridavrataha, Charitram, Charitrena Koyuttaha, Sarvabhuteshu Kohitaha, Vidwan Katha Samarthascha, Sadaika Priyadarshanaha, Atmavan Kojita Krodaha, Dutiman Ko Ansuvitaha, Kasya Vibhyati Devascha, Jata Roshasi Samyuke. Count all these gunas, Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmagyaha, Kritanya, Satyavakyo, Dhridavrataha. All these are, we can go on talking about all these gunas. These are great qualities that a person can have, that Bhagavan alone can have. And he is asking Sampratam Loke, in this Loka, who is the one that can have all these 16 qualities? And there is only one person that can fit this bill. And it is Ramachandramurthy. And Valmiki Bhagavan gives the entire charitra of Ramayana to our Narada Bhagavan. Just like Brahma gives the entire Bhagavatam to Narada, Narada gives the entire Ramayana to Valmiki and says, now you go and write this charitra, go and expound this charitra. The 16 gunas of Bhagavan went on to be the entire Ramayana. And the Bhagavan's Bhakta, then if Bhagavan has 16 gunas, what should be the gunas of the Guru? Bhagavan is 16 gunas. What should be the Lakshana of Jiva? Totally zero. Guru ke Lakshana ella sollaram. Bhagavan ke Lakshana Kalyana Gunakal. We can speak about all the glorious qualities of Bhagavan. We can speak about all the glorious qualities of Guru. What are the qualities of a Bhakta or a Sishya or a Jiva who's come and surrendered? Absolutely nothing. He is full of mistakes. He is full of all doshas. Still Bhagavan will accept it through a Guru. Then what should be the qualities of a Guru? So we wanted to Hanumat Samena Guruna. Deshkan says, isn't it? Hanumanji is the right Guru. Then Hanumanji has to have all the 16 qualities. Does he have? One place I got. Vaibhavam, Vaibhavam, Sri Hanumanta Vaibhavam, Amogam. Vaibhavam, Vaibhavam. Now let's start. Bala Parakrama Prabhava Vaibhavam, Tyaga Yoga Sahita Vaibhavam, Roga Shoga Rahita Vaibhavam, Vachala Pandita Vaibhavam, Bhakti Virakti Vaibhavam, Kankarya Durandara Vaibhavam, Dhairya Virya Vaibhavam, Asadhya Sadhaka Vaibhavam, Buddhi Yukti Vaibhavam, Shakti Samartha Vaibhavam, Vaibhavam Vaibhavam, Sri Hanumanta Vaibhavam, Amogam. 16 qualities of Hanumanji. And these qualities are so beautiful. If you look at Hanumanji's works, Hanumanji's avataram, you can see all these Bala Parakrama. There are two qualities, Balam Parakramam. Two quality. Balam and Parakramam are not the same. Bhima is Balaman, Arjuna is Parakramam. Simple. Balam only pure might. Hanumanji had pure might. Vilokya bhaskaram mudati patalam sakautukam palam hridaiva bhavayan grihitum ichchaya sada kamujjakamayo mahajavena tam sishum sada bhajami vayunandanam bhajajjanatiharinam. Sumasranuna yuga sahasra yojana paribhanu. The one, the mighty sun was there somewhere. Mightier Hanumanji went to catch the mighty sun. Abhina Balam, right? Balam அப்படிங்கிறது, that is the pure might of Hanumanji. Bala Parakrama Vaibhavam அப்படின்னா அந்த பலத்தோட சேர்ந்து there should be Parakramam also. Nishacharengra sannidau nigadya rama vaibhavam dadaha tatpurincha yasvavalavan hinapitam. And he says, Shishana in his Vaibhavotsavam, he says, there are three things, three gunas here. Mahaparakramam, Mahamatim, Mahabalam Harim, Bhajami Vayunandanam, Bhajajjanati Harinam. And then he gives the entire Sundarakanda in this short thing, how he meets Hanumanji, how he meets Ravana. Look at his Balam. Through his Balam, fought with Akshakumara, all Ravana's sons, isn't it? And he got Mahaparakramam, and then he thought, oh, go and face Ravana. That needs a lot of boldness. That needs a lot of boldness with the brain. Mahamatim. He has to go and talk about what he said. Nigadhya Rama vai Raja Dasharatha. He says, ராமாயணா யாருக்கு? ராவணனுக்கு. குரு தான சொல்ல முடியும். சிவாம்சமா இருக்கக்கூடிய ஹனுமான்ஜி can give Ramayana to Ravana also, isn't it? அதனால he gives Ramayana to our Ravana. Nigadhya Rama Vaibhavam. அதுக்கப்புறம் he shows his power and says dadaha tatpurincha svavalavan hinapitam. Oh, you're going to put my tail on fire, I will put your city on fire. அங்க வந்து மகாபலம், மகாபராக்கிரமம், மகாமதிம், மகாபலம் ஹரிம் பஜா அப்படின்னு பலம் பராக்கிரமம் ரெண்டு இருக்கு. இந்த மாதிரி you can take all these gunas and talk about asadhya sadhaka vaibhavam அப்படிங்கிற things that no one else could do, only Hanumanji could do. Sundaramurti mukhya prana bandha manage bandha mukhya prana. He is the one who saved the life of Bhagavan himself, both Rama and Lakshmana. Ranangane nipatitau raghutamau vilokyatau mahaushadachalam muda minayayo mahabalaha samuktitau charagavau vilokyayat sutyastutoshaham tam bhajami vayunandanam bhajajjanatiharinam. When Lord Rama and Lakshmana, both of them had fallen, Hanumanji went. They said only Hanumanji can bring Sanjeevi mountain and wake Rama and Lakshmana up. Hanumanji, guess what he did? He went to Bhagavan, he went to Rama and Lakshmana who had fallen there. Then he went. Look at his humility there. Only due to Rama and Lakshmana's grace, Bhagavan's grace, that I was able to bring he got back Rama and Lakshmana. He made sure Sita didn't commit suicide, Sita Mata. He was the one who saved Sita Mata from committing suicide. He was the one who saved Bharata from committing suicide. We saw that beautifully. The person had danced on the first day. They showed dedicated through a dance. Hanumanji is the one who goes jumping to Bharata and says, Bharata, don't commit suicide yet. He had already started the fire and he was about to jump into the fire. Our Kamban says the way Hanumanji stopped Bharata is he came, he didn't even say he's coming to us already. Apparently, the way our Kamban says, Eriyai Kaliyakina. He came and he jumped into the fire and extinguished it, it seems. Even look at the way he communicates. Asadhya sadhaka. Yeah, asadhya sadhaka Vaibhavam. Then the Madri Yukti or Vaibhavam. Simple logic, simple rational thinking that Hanumanji has. You can see that, isn't it? Jalesha Parvatesha Bhakti Purva Pujita Titim Viruddha Daksha Kanyaka Vishala Vaktra Gaminam Sudushta Chitta Sindhika Suharinam Viharinam Bhajami Vayurandanam. The three obstacles that he had when in his flight to Lanka, he handled it in three different ways. These were three different types of obstacles: Adhyatmam, Sadhibhautam, Sadhibhutam, Sadhidaivam. Three different types of Adhyatmika obstacles: Adibhautikam, Adidaivikam. He handled it in three different ways. Mainakaparvatam came, he said, I'll take your respect. He just touched it and went. And then the Sarpamata, Surasa came. She wanted to get, she had a boon that everyone who passes through that place has to get into her mouth. So Bhagavan, our Hanumanji became big, she opened her mouth big, bigger, she also opened her mouth bigger, biggest, opened her mouth biggest. Hanumanji instantly he became small, he went in, he came back instantly. And he said, okay, done, bye. The beauty there, if you read Ramayana very clearly, the beauty there, Yukti is there, this is all logic. But when Hanumanji entered the mouth of Surasa, what does he have in his hand? Ramanamam Guliyakam. Isn't it? It is the ring of our Ramachandra Prabhu. That will go into the mouth of Surasa. When he came back, he got it, it seems. Abhidada Yukti. அந்த ஒரு பக்தியோட சேர்ந்த யுக்தி இல்லையா? பக்தியோட சேர்ந்த யுக்தி அப்படின்னா அது ஹனுமான்ஜி. So we can go into all these qualities, million of these qualities, all the 16 of these qualities. But what I was interested, ஒரு ஆச்சாரியனுக்கும் ஒரு பகவானுக்கும் 16 qualities in this side, 16 qualities in this side. What is common அப்படின்னு பார்த்தேன். Seeing what is common, ஒவ்வொன்றா எடுத்து பார்க்கும்போது சாரித்ரேண கோவித்தः சர்வபூதः கோஹிதः வித்வான் கஹ்கः சமர்த்தஸ்ச அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. இங்க சக்தி சமர்த்த வைபவம் அப்படின்னு சமர்த்தங்கிற ஒரு குவாலிட்டி தான். Samarth, there was only one quality common to both Bhagavan and the Guru. Samartha and the quality. And the Samartha, அப்படிங்கிற அந்த குவாலிட்டி வச்சுட்டு அப்போ சமர்த்தனா என்ன? We have to see what that Samartha is. அப்படின்னா இன்னைக்கு சொல்றோமே, someone is very smart. In my opinion, smart came from Samartha தான் நினைக்கிறேன். The English word smart came from Samartha. Samarthyam comes from Samartha. So probably smart also was borrowed from Sanskrit only, Samartha. Actual meaning is doing things efficiently. யாரால பண்ண முடியும்? Hanumanji only can do it. Then define efficiently. With Ramanama on your lips, keep doing the work that is efficient. So Samarthyama irukanu சும்மா யூஸ் பண்ண கூடாது. இங்க they should chant Hare Rama here and do கைங்கரியம் அப்படின்னா சாமர்த்தியம் சொல்லலாம். That is Samarth. What is Samarthyam? Doing things efficiently. If he is smart, doing things efficiently with Bhagavan's blessings, doing his job the best possible manner, Hanumanji alone can do it. Ramanamam solliye kadalai taandinan malayai thookinan அப்படினா that is Samarthyam. That is Samarthyam அப்படினா அந்த அப்படி Hanumanji has done every work of his with that Samarthyam, with that Ramanama Samarthyam. That is the greatest, the quality of Hanumanji. When we, how does he do that? Because somehow he got a curse that he will not be he will not understand his own greatness, isn't it? When he was a child, he was meddling with some rishis and muni, he was playing with some rishis, some sages, and disturbing them as he was a child. They cursed him that you will not remember your greatness at all. And then he got a exception for his curse, saying, only if someone reminds him of his greatness, he will remember it. And that is what happens, isn't it? In the shores of the ocean, our Vaibhavotsavam, Jambavat Prashamsita Atma Vaibhavam Bhajami Vaibhavotsavam. Only Jambavan had to remind him, hey, you can cross. Oh, really, I can cross? Yes, I will cross. What a blessing that is. Right? Only when you need, you know your greatness. Unless you need it, you don't know the greatness. You don't know. You cannot, which means it will not kindle your ego at all. Wherever you don't need it, when I was even thinking of it, when Bhagavatas were singing here, our mood also will start. I know this song, people also start. Then you are supposed to only listen. You start singing as if you are the only one you know that you start singing louder than him or her. That kindles your ego and you want other people to hear. As if you're Hanumanji doesn't have that guna. That is the basis of humility, isn't it? Only when we need it, it should come off help. When we don't need that quality that comes, it is just going to kindle your ego. Totally bereft of ego is Hanumanji. Totally epitome of humility is Hanumanji. Hanumatutsavam we do it, isn't it? Towards the end, the humility. We get that humility. Through Ramanama. It will give you all the other 15 qualities. And the Samarth will help all the other 15 qualities. And that Raman. And the Hanumanji, even though he said, he was in Gandhamadana, he was in this mountain and said, I will not come out anywhere. Even though he said that, he keeps taking avatars. He keeps taking so many different avatars in every yuga, every time. Whenever there is problems, there is troubles in this world, he takes an avatar, isn't it? And he has taken avatara of various different Achamurtis as we see, Pancham Kanchanaya, our Sri Sharma also says, Mukhani Pancha Darshayan, Shivam Shamatmana Param Prakashayan Kalamki, Yastameva Rama Kinkaram. Samastayant mantra rupinam, samastayantra bhedinam. When he came to our Tulsidasa, we could see that how he was above all kind of abhichara prayoga, all mantra, samasta mantra rupinam, samastayantra bhedinam. He was there. He is verily Lord Parameshwara. Parameshwara has 5 faces. Satyojatam, Vamadevam, Aghoram, Tatpurusham, Ishanam, are the 5 faces of our Lord Shiva. Our Hanumanji also has Mukhani, 5 faces. The face of Garuda, the face of monkey, Vanara, the face of Varaha, the face of Narasimha, the face of Hayagriva, based on his various different qualities. Hanumanji has 5 faces. And he is as Panchamuka Anjaneya in various different places. And he is generally as Veera Anjaneya, as Bhakta Anjaneya. At certain places he carries as Yoga Anjaneya in certain places, in certain temples. And in certain places he carries the Sanjeevi mountain as well. Right? And even in our Satsanga, he showed himself as a Sanjeevi Anjaneya. And that is how we have Sundara Anjaneya in Bangalore. He gave darshan to Sri Anna in Govindapuram, where continuously Ramanama is chanted, Bhagavata Anjaneya is there. He wanted to protect our Bharata Desha, standing in Kanyakumari, Jaya Hanuman is there. Kanyakumari Anjaneya is there. Tiruvallarila, Pundarikaksha Perumal temple, right? When you enter the temple, there is an Anjaneya Sandal. Aishwarya Anjaneya. I had a chance to Bhagyam to go with the Gurunatha to the temple. His eyes are made of Shalagrama. So beautiful, and he called our Gurunatha and said, look at me. Our Gurunatha was stunned at the beauty of the Anjaneya. அந்த மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு ஆஞ்சநேயர், வீர ஆஞ்சநேயர் in our Madarupuri ashram. Kamkeyathala there is the Anjaneer where Shani, Shani Bhagavan, Lord Shanishwara is at his feet. The one who stood on his head, Hanumanji made sure he pushed the Shanishwara to the feet, and he was at the feet. He came to the feet. Yeah, and the Madri, Hanumanji comes in different forms to different people, and he comes whenever there is, whenever our Bharata Desha had problems, had troubles, and whenever our Bharata Desha had to be revived, Hanumanji came through, and thus he came as in that Samartha form as Samartha Ramadas. So the topic. Samartha Ramadas. In the 1600s, when the nation was in such a turmoil, Bhagavan usually sends avatars. To protect the nation. It is not different from divinity or spirituality. These always come in pairs. Chanakya, Chandragupta Maurya, Kondalya, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, Vyasaraya, Krishnadeva Raya, Vijayam, Kalidharam, the emperors. The emperors come down, and there is always a divine force that comes down to give that divinity to the king, to the ruler, to protect our Desha. All the time that had happened. The one who does the work, the one who is the divine force behind the work. And verily, our Shivaji was Avataram, Bhagavat Avataram. And our Rama, because, Avataramo, he is a Pakka Vaishnava. Shri Anna say, Vaishnava Swamiji, Shivaji ke Charitra, print chapter. Ramdasasya Shishyastu Shivaji iti Vishruta Asi Bharata Deshesmin Ekachatrapatihi Nrupaha. He was the one emperor, Chakrapati Shivaji. How did from when our Bharata Desha was being ruled by the Muslim rule, and it had to be taken back because there was such a bad treatment meted out to the Hindu women, to the children, to the temples. The Pandharpur temple that we see today, it was shattered into pieces by a king called Afzal Khan. Tulja Bhavani temple, who was the Kuladevam of Shivaji, all of them were shattered into pieces. All of these temples are in today, if you go north, into the north, you see these temples are in small gullies, or Guruji would say. Small gullies. Why? Because of the fear that they will be shattered into pieces by the rule, the Muslim rule. And so it had to be gotten back. Who will get it back? It had to be Shivaji. It had to be Shivoba. They call him Shivoba. Shivaji. And how will he get it back? Through the divine force, through Hanumanji's own avatar. Hanumanji had to come through Ramanama, get it back. Through the avataram of Samartha Ramadas. He came down and he got back. Today, thanks to our Shivaji, we have so much of our Bharata Desha intact, back. Samartha Ramadasasya Tukaramasya cha Agneya Rajendro Yamanakrantam Palayamasa Bharatam. For Shivaji, his two eyes, one eye was Samartha Ramadasa, the other eye was Tukaram. Those were his two eyes, and with that strength, because only divine strength can protect our Desha, even till date, isn't it? If you 1962, the Indo-Chinese War, during that time, there was this great Mahatma called Ardavan Pichai, Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna. He had to take a form of a woman because of a curse. So she was such a Muruga Bhakta, Bhakta of Lord Subramanya. And during the Indo-Chinese War of 1962, she gave this stuti called the Shanmukha Raksha Bandhana, and that was a protection to all the army men. And in 1965, back then the army chief Singaparaja, right? He came and had darshan of Mahaperiva. And all of this have been mentioned by our Guru Maharaj in many discourses. She came and he came and had darshan of Mahapariva. Mahapariva said in the 1965 war, he said, go and have Andavan Pichai's darshan. They went and had Andavan Pichai's darshan. Andavan Pichai went into Samadhi, and she could see, in her Samadhi, she could see Ambad, the Divine Mother, going on a chariot with all the devas, guarding the path. She went on a chariot protecting the entire Bharata Desham's border. And she said, we will win. She gave a beautiful piece of work called Kali Kavacham. And Mahapariva said, print it out, get as many copies as possible and let everyone chant this. No, we want that part. Yeah. Another instance, 1999, the war of Kargil war. And we are talking about Tiruvannamalai here. Bhagavan Yogi Ram Sathiamoorthy's ashram, he was there. He was already there. Tiruvannamalai. There was a devotee who came to Tiruvannamalai, who was there in the morning, and it was raining cats and dogs. Bhagavan asked this devotee, it's been raining so much. Is it the northeast monsoon or the southwest monsoon? Apparently both of them, are in the South India. Is it the northeast or southwest monsoon? Then this devotee very safely, he said, I saw the newspaper this morning, it said northeast. Bhagavan remained silent. Then this devotee asked again, Bhagavan, generally Bhagavan reads newspaper in the morning. This devotee asked, Bhagavan, did you not read the newspaper this morning? There is a mention of your favorite Kanchi Paramacharya. There is an article about him. There is also an article about Rajaji in today morning's newspaper. Did you not read it? Yogi Ram Sathiamoorthy Maharaj Bhagavan said, this beggar doesn't have time to read newspaper. This beggar is busy in Kargil right now. That is the strength of the divinity that is protecting the nation till date. Right from the times immemorial, this divinity has been protecting till date. Today, if you are going to see Ramlala there in Ayodhya, it is the divinity. It is politics all aside, it is the divinity of these Mahatmas. How many Mahatmas have cried? How many Mahatmas have cried when our Ramlala doesn't have a Tiruvara? He was locked out and the Mahatmas have cried out. Their tapas, their Ramanama, their divinity is what is the result that we are all going to be witness to today. Right? No one else can be given that credit. If they can be given just like Shivaji, but who was behind Shivaji? Ramdas, Tukharam, our Vithala, our Lord Rama, our Hanumanji, they are the strength that protect our nation, isn't it? Apudi, our Ramadasa was born in the 1600s, and he was as a kid he showed his form as Hanumanji. He was very naughty and all, but at the same time he was very, very involved in bhakti. He would go confine himself into a corner, be in Ramanama Japam continuously. His mom thought that he needed to be, streamlined. He needed to lead a normal life. So, as every mom thinks, our Ramadasa's mom thought he has to be put into a wedlock. Ramadasa, I want you to get married. Ramadasa, I wanted to see you in the marriage attire. Right? So Ramadasa said, so be it. But he didn't have any inclination to get married and all. His thoughts were all with Ramchandramurthy, Rama. And at that time, so the wedding was arranged. She was 12 years old. The wedding was arranged. In Maharashtra Sampradaya, he was born in this village called Jalna. In Maharashtra Sampradaya, even in our Radha Kalyana, we do that. We put a curtain, isn't it? There's a curtain between the husband and the wife. So they put a curtain, and then only after Muralidhara, only after the wedding vows are exchanged, you are able to see the other side, other spouse, right? You are able to see the other spouse, right? And the mother, our Ramadasa's wedding also happened that way. So there was the curtain put and our Ramadasa was sitting there. And the Acharya who was officiating the wedding asked Ramadasa, what are you looking at? Ramadasa said, why is this curtain being put? He said, yeah, this happens, it's a curtain so that you cannot see the other side. Why? He said, then the mantra started. Usually the mantras which we also, in our Ashtakam, Lagnashtakam we call it. We say, Suladne Savadhana, Sumuhurte Savadhana, Lakshmi Narayana Dhyana Savadhana is what we say in our Lagnashtakams. It actually means Suladne Savadhana, hey, be aware, be ready, be careful. This good, auspicious moment is right now. Don't lose it. Suladne Savadhana, be careful. He understood the word Savadhana. What is this being Savadhana? What is to be careful about, Abhina? That priest who was officiating, he was a little funny. He said, Chakadappa, you're going to get into a wedlock. Wedlock, na? Grihastha ashramappa? Grihastha ashramam. Grihastha ashramam, Abhina. Our Santaramdas thought, Chicho, Adhida Savadhana. That very instant he escaped. Anjaneya Swami came, he just jumped away. The curtain was taken out and our Ramdas Swami was not there anymore. Amma Nadichina, I could have asked for a better request to my son. Marriage, Ramdas Swami had gone away. He went to this place called Takali or Takali. 12 years. He closed his eyes, he was doing japa, he got Hanuman Sakshatkar. Ye Hanumanta Maze Anjani Chasuta Tuje Vanchoni Mazala Kon Sangati Rachila Nakola Uta Ushila Dasa Bahu Chinta Tura Ye Hanumanta. He got the darshan of Hanumanji. Hanumanji gave him the Yoga Sakshari, the 13 Akshara Nama of Lord Rama. It has Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram as Yoga Sakshari. And he started chanting the Yoga Sakshari. Generally, the mantra, when you chant it, the number of Akshara in it, Akshara, Laksham or Akshara, Kodi, the crore or a lakh per Akshara. Dvasa Akshara is usually chanted 12 lakh times, 12 those things. Here, and you do some homas, it's called Prasthana Homa and so on and so forth. There's a specific way to chant these specific mantras, which is not the Tuli Niyamam Illada for a Mahamantra. So, the Trayodas Akshara was chanted by our Ramdas ji. Continuously 13 crore times he would chant, and if you chant it 13 crore times, Lord Rama has to come. He will come in front of our Samarth Ramdas ji. Dasachi Sampati Rama Sita Pati Jivacha Sangati Rama Yeka Mata Rama Yeka Pita Rama Yeka Katha Sahodara Rama Yeka Jnana Rama Yeka Dhyana Rama Samadhana Rama Dasi Dasashi Sampati. Some beautiful account where he says Rama is everything for him. He saw this beautiful form of Rama, Kodandapani Rama, came in front of him. And the moment Lord Rama came in front of him, when he was about to complete the 13 crores of, Trayodas Akshari, even before Lord Rama would come, he would go under Sankalpa. He would say, I will chant another 13 crores. And he would start. Apparently, Rama came and said, Ramadasa, you come for a purpose. You come for a purpose. You cannot just while away your time here chanting Ramanama. You have gotten all the Anugraham. You have to go and revive. You have a greater purpose. Get out of this place. Go on. Ramadasa was so afraid of this entire world. He didn't want to go out at all. So he would do a sankalpa of chanting another 13 crores of Trayodas Akshara. And the Arabika. Then after 13 crores, Lord Rama would come. Before Lord Rama comes, he would make another sankalpa. They told him, 12 years. 12 years of intense tapas, intense penance, intense Rama darshan. He was there. Pretty that divinity he had. And then at that point in time, he was destined to go around the entire country. He saw the state of our Bharat Desha. He saw all the dilapidation of our country that was done by foreign forces. He saw the temples broken and all that. When he went to Himalayas, he got the Maravuri Balkalam, the wooden barks that they wear, that Rama and Sita wear, isn't it? And the Madri, he got Balkalam from Anjaneya himself. Even if you go to Sajjan today, or Ramdas, Samarth Ramadasa's place, you have the Valkalam. You can see that given by Hanumanji himself in Himalayas, that is being preserved there along with other things. Shivaji given caught, so on and so forth. There's so many other things that are preserved in the museum, in the kind of place there. He got the Valkalam, the blessings of Hanumanji also in Himalayas, he came back. And then he still didn't get into the world. He saw this entire world. And then a lot of these thoughts of surrender and prayer came into his heart, which he wrote out as shlokas. This is called the Marache shloka. And he doesn't, generally Mahatmas are not very good at doing upadesha to others. When you see Acharya, he only says Muda Mathe, isn't it? Oh, mind. He looks at the mind and says, he doesn't look at someone else and says, do this. He looks at the mind and says, and the Marache shloka is shlokas that is written to his own mind. Oh my dear mind, do this, surrender to Lord Rama's speech. Oh my dear mind, who else other than Lord Rama is going to protect you? Raguna yaka mani vina vaya shinave Jana sarike vyattaka Vosana sada sarvada nama vache vasode ahanta mani papini tera nasode. Oh mind, what else can protect you other than Ramanama? Continue chanting Ramanama continuously. These are beautiful shlokas, Marache shloka. It is called Manasa Godamritam. The Sanskrit version is also available. Beautiful shlokas. All he would do is write it in leaves, these leaves of a particular thorny shrub. He would take and he would write all these and get it flowing in the Indrayani river, beautiful river that goes across Maharashtra. He would let these shlokas flow in this Indrayani river. So he would think, whoever gets these shlokas, maybe they get protected, they get benefited out of these shlokas. That's the way he started his work. And interestingly, Shivaji Maharaj, our king, he wanted to meet, he had heard about Ramadasa Swami. He wanted to meet Ramadasa Swami and he didn't know where to go, whom to meet and all that. So he was waiting there. One fine day when he had his war with Azar Khan, it was a very intense war and his army came off, the war ended. Because Azar Khan also ran away, his army also came away. And they were extremely tired, they were extremely emaciated, tired, entire army. They were coming into the forest and they wanted to drink some water. They came to this Indrayani river. And our Shivaji Maharaj, he was very dejected that he couldn't win this war. So when he came to this Indrayani river, he got one of these leaves on which the shloka was written. Upeksha kada rama rupi asena jiva manava Nishchayo devasena shiri bharavahena bode purani Nupekshi kada rama dhasa dhimani. What is there to get despair about? Who are you to take the weight of the entire world on your head? Isn't Ramachandra there? Why are you despairing? What are you despairing about? That's the exact translation of this verse. And he has written, numerous verses. Nupekshi kada Ramadasa Vimani. One who is a Ramadasa will not be despair at all. Will not despair because Lord Rama is there. Look at that tonic that Shivaji Maharaj got. who's written this? He started following these verses, these leaves. Ramdas Swami was there. He had a simple kaupina, he used to hang a bag, another vastra on the top. That's how he was. That's how he was. He was writing these shlokas and get it going. He fell at the feet of Shivaji Maharaj, fell at the feet of Ramadasa, introduced himself. Ramdas Swami was very happy to see. He has heard about Shivaji and he wanted to meet Shivaji as well. He had heard about him, so he was so happy to meet Shivaji Maharaj. And Shivaji Maharaj was also very happy. Ramdas asked about the whereabouts, why are you here, what has happened? Shivaji explained all of this, saying that, my army is out there, it's all tired and all of that. Ramdas Swami said, okay, you can have your food here. It's an army. It's not 1, 2 people, it's an army full of thousands of people, horses, cavalry, elephants and all of that, chariots and all of that. All of these are there, they're waiting there. Ramdas Maharaj said, I know what an army is. You can all have your food here. This here is one person with one piece of cloth and just writing away slokas in Vairagya and Jnana. And how is he going to feed all of us? Right? Shivaji had a concern. And Ramdas Swami had a beautiful, excellent devotee called Kalyana Swami. Kalyana Swami. And he turned to Kalyana Swami and said, Kalyana Swami, let's arrange for food. And Shivaji Maharaj went and washed up in the Indrayani river and all of that. And as soon as he came back, the food was ready for all thousands of people. All the horses, everyone had sumptuous meal thanks to Kalyana Swami's preparation. Shivaji was stunned. How could you prepare all of this? There's no facilities here, nothing. So how could you prepare all of this? Ramdas Maharaj smiled and said, if you go around this Indrayani river, on the other side, there is this beautiful city called Devu, village called Devu. In the Devu, there is another Mahatma called Tukaram. Go and ask him, he will tell you. Okay. Shivaji didn't want to, go in very detail, he left it that way. But he became such a disciple of Ramdas Swami, and everything he would go and ask Ramdas Swami, on every suggestion. One fine day, when there was another battle, our Shivaji Maharaj was again tired along with his army, and this time he was on the other side of the Indrayani river, and he remembered his Guru's words, go and meet Ramdas, Tukaram Swami, right? So he went and found a small hut where Tukaram Maharaj was singing his abhangs. He went and prostrated and said, Shivaji. Tukaram Swami said, I know Shivaji, I was also waiting to meet you. The same kind of conversation happened. And Shivaji said, my army is here and all that. Tukaram Maharaj turned to his wife and said, bring that atta and bring that horse gram, for all that. And apparently she brought about 1 pound of horse gram and 1 pound of atta. Shivaji said, I come with my army. Tukaram Swami said, I know what an army is. Then Shivaji said, there was a big meal, when they came after freshening up and all, there was a big meal ready, right? Here Shivaji was expecting a very similar thing, maybe there will be a big meal again. Tukaram Swami gave his, 1 pound of atta and said, here is this atta, here is this horse gram, take 1 bit and give it to everyone. And maybe 2-3 pieces horse gram lentils, give it to the horse. The moment they got that 1 pinch of atta and maybe a little bit of sugar, jaggery of sugar, and maybe a drop of ghee, they felt extremely full. Everyone was full to the neck. We cannot eat anymore, we cannot eat for the next 10 days. That much full they felt. Shivaji was stunned now. Angapona, there was actual meal. There is no meal at all, still we are full. He went and asked Tukaram Swami, what is this? What is the magic of that? Tukaram Swami said, there is this Indrayani river, on the other bank of Indrayani river, there is this place called Chapal. There, a Mahatma called Ramdas, go and ask him. Mahatma's hearts only Mahatmas will know. Yeah? There is no use going and thinking of the logic behind Mahatma's, what Mahatmas do. And from that day, Tukaram Swami and our Samarth Ramdas were two eyes of Shivaji. Any consultation he would do with both of these people. And even Tukaram Maharaj could, there's so many of these leelas where Tukaram Maharaj, Shivaji would come and sit in the bhajan of Tukaram Maharaj, and there was the invasion from Muslim rural. He had almost come and invaded the temple where our Panduranga himself took so many forms and took the form of Shivaji when Shivaji was in the bhajan, and he went and defeated the ruler and came back. The Madhuri Charitra is the Vaishnava Smita itself. Bhagavan has shown the greatness of doing bhajan, in the presence of a Mahatma. And once, when our Ramdas Swami, Samarth Ramdas was happily sitting in this place, Shivaji came and said, Swami, I am doing this, tomorrow is Ashadha Ekadasi. So I am doing this, it was not Ashadha, tomorrow is Ekadasi, and I am doing Perumal for Panduranga and Pandurpur. I am doing the Perumal for Panduranga and Pandurpur, so you have to come. Our Ramdas Swami, or Shivaji came and said to Ramdas Maharaj. Ramdas Maharaj said, very good that you are doing puja to our Panduranga and all that. Very glad, go ahead and do it. Shivaji said, no, you have to come. Our Ramdas Swami said, no, I don't come generally, I am a Rama Bhakta, so I don't come to other temples. I am a very staunch Rama Bhakta. I won't come to other temples. Hanumanji was a Rama Bhakta, isn't it? Even when he had, when he met Lord Krishna became Lord Rama to give darshan to Hanumanji. That the Purana of the story, this is a story. And Shishana also quotes it in his Bible. Even Lord Krishna became Lord Rama to give darshan to Hanumanji. Ramdas said, I don't go to any other temples other than Lord Rama's temples. So it's okay. Shivaji said, eventually it is all the same. Stop. You say, and Siddhanta, you keep it to yourself. This is a different level of bhakti, Not everyone can understand it. But Shivaji was bold enough to give that piece of advice. And our Ramdas Swami said, no. But Shivaji was adamant. No, you have to come. You have to come. He tried to convince him so much, 1649 I think, and this was around 1650. This is when our Shivaji met Samarth Ramdas, and this was around 1650. And our Ramdas Swami tried to push it out as much as possible, or reject the offer as much as possible. He couldn't. Eventually he said, okay, I will come, but I will not stay for a long time. Tell me what exactly your time for puja is. I will come, I will visit and go away. That's all. Shivaji was extremely happy. Okay, puja is at 12 o'clock, you come, everything will be ready for you. And you can go. So Ramdas Swami came from this place. He came all the way, the next day, all the way. And he didn't find any of the fanfare. Usually if a king is actually doing puja in the temple, Pandurpur especially, there should be so much of fanfare. He didn't find all this fanfare happening. It was pretty silent. And then he inquired around and said, this is Pandurpur temple. Yes, this is Pandurpur. This is Panduranga temple. And Shivaji Maharaj coming, apparently Shivaji Maharaj is supposed to have a puja here. No one knew about it. He kept inquiring and he was doubtful. He said today, and it is 12 o'clock, there is no one around, there is no fanfare, nothing at all. As he was coming, he apparently walked into the temple. He walked into the temple, and then that is when he said, probably Shivaji Maharaj has tricked me. How would he trick me? How would he have the guts to trick me? Doesn't make sense. But still he thought, he had gotten into the temple, and he had crossed the Vajastam. Dvajastambha is the pillar. He crossed the Dvajastambha. Generally, it is a norm. It is in the Shastra that the moment you cross the Dvajastambha, you don't go back without visiting, without having the darshan of Perumal. There you are not supposed to go back. It is against the Shastras. And Ramdas Swami knew the Shastras, and he came. With all this heavy heart, he came. He had to go into the Garbhagriha and have the darshan of Perumal. That was surprised. Kimartam sarayu tyaktva bhima tire atra tishtasi kimartam janaki tyaktva rukminya sahavartase kimartam vanarastitva क्रीडस्या भीरवार्कैः किमर्थं त्वं धनुस् त्यक्त्वा तथासि मुरळीमिह मद्भावम् अनुसृत्याद्यः प्रार्थनां स्वीकुरु प्रभो तेनैव स्वीयरूपेण दर्शनं देहि राघव. Apparently he saw Lord Krishna there with his flute in a beautiful form. He saw Krishna there. And then he cries out to the Lord and says, why have you quit Ayodhya and come to this Bhima river? Why have you quit this Arayu river? Come to this Bhima river. Why have you quit your Kodandam, your bow and arrow, and you're sporting a flute here? Why have you quit Sita Devi and you're sporting with Rakumabai here? Please look at my bhava. Look at my bhava as a Rama Bhakta. Give me darshan as Rama. That very instant, our Panduranga gave darshan as Rama to our Ramdas Maharaj. Yete kare ubha Sri Rama Manamohana Meghashyama Kamya Keli Sita Mai Yete Rahira Kumari Kamya Keli Ayodhya Puri Yete Vasavi Pandari Kamya Keli Sharayu Ganga Yete Anari Chandra Bhaga Danusha Bhana Kaya Kele Karakata Vipari Vithale Kaya Kele Valadala Yete Mila Vile Gopala. Ramdas Maharaj sings this beautiful Katha where he sees Lord Rama's darshan there, beautiful form of Lord Rama there, and he thanks Rama for that beautiful darshan. Padana Suhasya Rasala Haradhava Sarvangi Dhansunila Haradhava Vidana Bhiretila Tila Haradhava Mastaki Sumana Mala Haradhava Sajiri Vijayam Haradhava Panto Daragajati Haradhava Sundara Lavanyakani Haradhava Ubhako Dandapani Haradhava Sakala Jivanche Jivana Haradhava Ramadas Sachi Prasanna Haradhava Vadana Suhasya Rasala. He showed himself as Lord Rama there. So Ramdas was extremely happy with this. And since then, he had beautiful darshan of Lord Vitala every time. He's written many kirtans, many above on Lord Vitala. Maze manasa vidhevari Vitala charani nirantari Jojo pandari sagera Kene kali kala jinkila Ramadase mane pandari Nana sadhane vinatari Ramadasa mane pandari Nana sadhane vinatari. He sings, there is no other sadhana than going to Manvel. You know, that is his bhava after Bhagavan giving this Ramadarshan. Ramadasa, our Shivaji Maharaj won the kingdom with Ramadasa's blessings. The battle where he fought with Afzal Khan, it's a wonderful battle. It's a historical record. All of us should listen to it, should hear about it, read about it. How with Tulja Mata's blessings, with Ramadasa's blessings, how Shivaji Maharaj killed, tore open Afzal Khan. It's all in history. And finally he captured the kingdom. And then he submitted it to Ramdas and said, Swami, this is yours. Because Shivaji was such a Bhakta at heart. He submitted to Ramdas Maharaj and said, this is yours. This is yours. He gave it, offered it to the Guru. Ramdas said, no. It is actually your destiny. You are supposed to be ruling this kingdom. Then Shivaji Maharaj said, no, at least, you need to take something. He said, I'm building a fort. I've captured the fort. The fort is called Parli. I captured this fort called Parli. I want to at least give this to you so that you can have a place to stay. So Samarth Ramdas accepted this, and that place is called Sajjangarh. It is a beautiful place. Mahapariva stayed there for months together. I think close to a year. On his second visit around the country, I think he was around 80 years when he did that, or more. He stayed in this place called Sajjangarh, which is actually a hill. It's a beautiful hill. Over the hill there is a cave, and that place is called, the hill is called Sajjangarh. And on the foothills of this the mountain is the place called Satara. And the Satara is the place where our Mahapariva had camped for a long time, and he had a desire to establish the temple of Uttara Chidambaram in Satara. Today there is a beautiful temple with Mahapariva's Padukas and various beautiful samadhis of Lord Shiva as Nataraja in Uttara Chidambaram. And our Sajjangarh is the fort, Parli fort was named Sajjangarh, and our Samarth Ramadasa stayed there, and he continued to give advice to Shivaji on various conquering other pieces of the kingdom. Apparently Shivaji has come down all the way to the south. His brother ruled Tanjavur, right? His brother ruled Tanjavur. His lineage, Sarakoji and all, they have ruled the kingdom in the south also. They have come and tried to conquer the fort of Jinji, Senji, we call it, right? And all that. There's a lot of historical notes on that. And all of this had Ramadasa's blessings. And he would come and consult with Samarth Ramadasa in this fort, this Sajjangarh fort. Even today, there's places where they consult. All of them have been marked as smarakas, places for worship, and see. And for strengthening the dharma, for strengthening these divine powers and that would protect our desha, Samarth Ramadasa installed Hanumans, Hanuman Pratishtha in various different places, especially in and around Maharashtra. He's installed 11 different Hanumanji mandirs, and if you go to Sajjangarh, you can see, as a remembrance of all these 11 Hanumanjis, you have 11 Hanumanjis as you climb the hill. You see these 11 Marutis. Apparently they are in Shahapur, Masur, Chapal. There are 2 Hanumanjis in Satara. Ambraj is another place where there is a Maruti Pratishtha. There are about 11 Marutis that have been Pratishtha, each of them in different bhavas. And apart from that, he has established so many Hanuman temples around the country. That way, Hanuman Avatara has been, multifold with Samarth Ramadasa Avatara. And as his Upadesha, if you will, he has written what is known as Dasa Bodha. In Dasa Bodha, it is a wonderful work of our Samarth Ramadasa, where he writes, and this is about 20 dashakams. He's written it over time in Sajjangarh. When he was in Sajjangarh for a few years before he left his mortal coil. He left his mortal coil after Shivaji's passing away. He didn't want to live on after Shivaji passed away. So he knew when he was going to leave his mortal coil and all. And he had a beautiful Vigraham of Ramlalla, made from Tanjavur, and that was brought. And with that Rama, he merged into that Rama. Before that, he had written 20 dashakams of advice. It's called Dasa Bodha, where each one is a decade, containing 10 samasas each. And again, beautiful Upadeshas of Guru Kripa, Guru Mahima, Satsanga Mahima, Rama Nama Mahima, and the jnana, knowledge about the self, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, all of that is in Dasa Bodha. Today, we have that work very well established also. That is our Ramadasa, and it will not do justice if we don't remember Ramdas' disciples. The prime disciple was Kalyan Swami. Just like Giri, was who became Totakacharya to our Adishankaracharya. Our Kalyan Swami was a very rugged, strong person. He had two prime disciples, Kalyan Swami and Dava Swami. And Kalyan Swami was such a strong disciple, but so devoted to Ramdas Maharaj. He was extremely devoted to Ramdas Maharaj. Blind faith. Faith, it should be blind. Right? You cannot have logic, you cannot start questioning when there is faith. And the only faith, that faith was with Kalyan Swami. He was so rugged and strong. In his young age, he was called Ambaji. And he wanted to have Ramadarshan. Apparently, when Ramdas Swami was in Chapal, he had Ramalala Murti. And they used to celebrate Ramanavami Vaibhavam. And they used to take Lord Rama on a chariot. Then there was this big tree, a banyan tree branch that was coming in, and the chariot couldn't go. So he called Kalyana, come here, cut the branch, go climb on the branch and cut it. Would anyone go and climb on the branch and cut the same branch? But that was an Upadesha from the Guru. And apparently the end of the branch was actually, there's a big well, huge well there. And our Kalyan Swami had this, he was a Rama Bhakta too. He had so much of desire to actually see Rama face to face. Cut the branch, no questions asked. He took a sickle, he climbed on the branch, he started cutting it. Everyone started yelling at him, hey Kalyana, what are you doing? Kalyan Swami, do Suvita, I will do it. He started cutting. As everyone would expect, he fell into that well. Everyone thought, such a foolish person, and they were yelling and all that. No sound, nothing happened. He had fallen into the well. And now, inside the well, he had gotten Bhagavan Rama's darshan. Gurunada Sura Rama darshan. Trividata pasi haraka he gurupaya he gurupaya swatma sukha ke bija ho he gurupaya jnana che nija puja he gurupaya bhakti dhanda silaviti he gurupaya nayan raghubira dhaviti he gurupaya sahasa shanti che akara he gurupaya purna kripe che sagar he gurupaya Ramadasa che jivan he gurupaya sakala jiva che pav he gurupaya. What can a guru speak give? He can give Bhagavan's darshan. Nayani Raghubira Dhaviti. In the eyes he will give you Bhagavan's darshan. That is what happened to Kalyan Swami. His faith was so much that one day this happened. One day on the mountain, on the Sachinkard hill, even today you can see this. Suddenly our Ramdas Swami was wearing a shawl and there was huge winds. And this shawl almost flew away, almost not, it actually flew away. Hey Kalyana, my shawl, Gurunatha. He immediately jumped from there to catch hold of the shawl. Truly this happened. He jumped, he landed down as a flower. Down below. Today that place is there. You can see a Kalyan Swami statue right there. Oh, that was the faith. That was the faith that he had. One time, Ramadasa was he was very rational too. He would test his disciples and all. And again, this is something that is still there in the temple. One time, when Kalyan Swami was, as I said, he was very rugged, strong guy. He would carry huge vessels full of water all the way up the hill every day. Today, those vessels are still there in Sachinkard. You can see those vessels are there. Which he would have two vessels, two huge pots, copper pots filled with water. He would carry up the hill. In the morning, our Kalyan Swami was down filling those pots, and our Ramdas Swami with all his other disciples, he had this, he took a big sword and said, "Oh, I've gotten this. I'm now a madman. Whoever comes near me, I'll kill him. Whoever comes near me, I'll kill him." He actually meant it. He meant it, and all the other disciples got they were very tense. They ran away. And Ramdas Swami was in such a state. Don't come here, I'll kill you. He had this sickle with him, with this sword with him. Kalyana Swami happily came with this two pots of water. 2 pots of water, and he happily said, what was happening? Our Guru has become mad. He has this big sword with him, and he says he killed everyone who's coming close to him. He ran and fell at his Guru's feet. I'll kill you, Abhinav. So what? I'll be happy to die here at your feet. Our Ramdas Swami immediately embraced Kalyana, and he gave the supreme bliss of Perumal there, immediately on the stomach. Today also that place where Kalyana Swami got that supreme bliss of Gurunatha's touch, that Brahma's Parisham, it's there in England today. That was his Guru. And when the Smaranam of the Guru is that way, it doesn't matter. Place doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. There was this great Acharya, great Mahatma called Srinivasa Swami, who we are talking about 1600s, and now we come to 1900s. He was in the early 1900s in Karnataka Pradesh. In Karnataka, he was born, and he had such a strong Rama Bhakti at his young age, and he started meditating on Samarth Ramdas. Someone told him to go to Sajjanda. He started meditating. He went to Sajjanda. He meditated on Ramadasa. Ramadasa came in flesh and blood. 300 years later, he came in flesh and blood and blessed Sridhar Swami as his disciple. And Sridhar Swami, and he gave so much of Anandam to Sridhar Swami, and he said he wanted to be there, stay there and do Kainkariam at his Guru's feet. Ramadasa said, no, this is not what you're supposed to do. Go back to the south, do prachara of bhakti, do prachara of your dharma. So Sridhar Swami came down, he has expounded on Bhagavatam and so on. Varadapuram, Varadahalli is what it's called, this particular village in Karnataka. That is where his ashrama is, and you can see his ashrama and works in Sajjanda also today. Even today, there are disciples of Ramadasa, and he blesses them. That was our story of Samarth Ramadasa, who was verily Hanuman's avatar, with prayers to Hanumanji to lead us the way wherever we go. We will conclude. Adiyada Kandakara Tattva Ramanin Dutane Kanayali Tand Rama Manayalin Duyatithai Dinayinum Siriyavane Madayinum Periyavane Yen Vadittunai Varga Vargave Yen Vadittunai Varga Vargave Vayuvin Kumarane Nirantarayone Marvuritharitta Mannavan Maravadi Petra Siriya Bharadan Uyirkathone Yen Vadittunai Varga Vargave Yen Vadittunai Varga Vargave Kaatrin Seetramum Kaatrin Vegamum Malayana Malaika Vaikum Udakattum Yen Siriyanagam Kuriya Vadum Kondu Yen Vadittunai Varga Vargave Bhudamum Predamum Panjana Parakavum Achuruttum Kodiyavar Arandu Odavum மறைந்து காத்திருக்கும் விபத்தை அழிக்கவும் என் வழித்துணை வருக வருகவே விண்ணிலும் மண்ணிலும் நீரிலும் மணலிலும் நடக்கிலும் கிடக்கிலும் ஓடிலும் இருக்கிலும் அஞ்சேன் என்றென்னை காக்க அஞ்சனை புத்திரன் என் வழித்துணை வருக வருகவே பவன குமார சிவாம்சதர ஆஞ்சநேய ஆஞ்சநேயரா Palaya Palaya Muralidhara Palaya Palaya Muralidhara Anjaneya Anjaneya Ram Veera Anjaneya Anjaneya Ram Kayena Vacha Manasendriya Buddhatmana Bhakti Swabhava Karumi Tisakam Prasmi Narayani Samarpayami Janaki Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Rama Rama Anjaneya Swamina Sant Govinda Nama Sankirtanam